So this video is about setting up your tinkering workstation. So during the duration of this class, it's really going to be nice for you to be able to have a tinkering station set up until you're done with the course, so that you don't have to constantly be packing stuff up, putting it away, and then bringing it back out next time when you're ready to work. So if possible, it would be great if in your household you can find some table space that can be solely yours, and won't disturb the other members of your household. So that might be a folding table in your garage. That's a good place where people can kind of leave stuff out and get messy sometimes. Or maybe you could clear off the desk in your room and do your schoolwork in another spot just for this week. Or be creative, figure something out. But hopefully you can find a nice sturdy workspace with some with enough room to work, and you'll be able to maybe leave some of our projects out. Some of our projects need time to dry over the course of a couple of days. Some projects you might want to come back to over the course of a few days. So it's just nice to have a place where everything can live, so you can work on it. And then for each project, obviously you're going to have special materials that you need. But some of the foundational materials and tools that you're definitely going to be using in almost every project are, you're going to want to have some markers. And I like to have a mixture of both thick and thin tip markers, because you never know, you might need to color something in, or you might need to write kind of finely, so it's nice to have both. I also like to have some Sharpies. Sharpies show up on are more indelible on certain surfaces, some of the surfaces we're going to be working on. And then scissors, always very important, a good pair of scissors. And then I really like to have a pencil and paper nearby, because sometimes you might need to sketch out your ideas or think of a design before you start working. So there's never a bad idea to stop and think it out before you start actually making something that'll be harder to undo, like gluing things together. think it out a little bit before you get started. So there's that. And then definitely not with every project, but with some of our projects, we're going to be using the glue gun. It's one of my favorite tools, and it's really easy to learn how to use safely and effectively. So I always say, if you've ever been really badly burned by a glue gun before, it was probably a high temperature glue gun. But here we only use low temperature glue guns, and low temperature glue guns, it still doesn't feel good if it gets on your skin, but it doesn't give you a really bad blister or make you cry like sometimes a high temperature glue gun burn might. So for the most part, if when I see a kid get it on their skin, usually they, it stings for just a second, they're like, ah, but then almost immediately they get right back to work, because it really just hurts for just a second. But if it does get on your skin and it's really bothering you, you can go run to the bathroom and run it under cold water, and that's a way that you can make it feel better almost immediately. But you can just prevent yourself from getting a glue gun burn to begin with by, don't touch the metal tip, don't touch the glue right when it comes out. Those two things are hot. As long as you glue away from yourself, you'll kind of keep your fingers out of the danger zone, and you won't receive a glue gun burn. And you want to have some glue sticks available, ready, because whenever you run out, you can put them into the back right here and keep on building. And I'm just going to quickly show you how great glue guns are. They're so fun to work with. So you just see how I'm gluing away from myself. My fingers aren't anywhere near that puddle of hot glue. That's going to be very hot for just a few seconds. And I carefully place whatever I wanted to glue on right there. And then, really, in the matter of a few seconds, it's dry. And the great thing about it is that it just it's not incredibly strong, but it does dry just incredibly fast. So as opposed to using white glue, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, it takes many hours, if not overnight, to dry. This dries almost instantaneously. So if you can learn how to use it safely and not burn your fingers, that's really awesome. And if you are really afraid of having glue gun burns, one solution would be to wear gloves. So I actually ordered these gloves online, and they're really affordable, but they're actually child-sized gloves, so they're a little bit smaller. So I think it's It's more comfortable for kids to wear smaller gloves, but if you don't have these or don't have the ability to order them, you could also just use some old adult-sized gardening gloves or whatever, and it will protect your hands from glue gun burns. So, and these are child size, and they still fit me just fine, but I think they'd be a little bit more snug and comfortable on a child's hands. So that's a way that kids can use glue guns without having to worry about it. And so yeah, if you get this all set up, then you'll have the ability to work on lots of fun projects for this class.